It's the Morning Sports Report here at TribLIVE Radio, TribLIVE.com. Ken Laird, Guy Junker, Dick LeBeau, no longer a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers. What happened, Guy?
Well, I'm not. I can't say I'm surprised, Ken, but I am shocked at the way it happened. We talked back in October about the way things were going with this team before they kind of righted the ship in the second half, and we figured that, the questions came up: is Tomlin in trouble? Is Colbert in trouble? And I said back then, I think the coordinators are in trouble. They would be the first to go because Tomlin has the longer-term contract. At that time, the Steelers were, had great offensive numbers between the 20s, but were terrible scoring. Well, they righted that. They ended up setting their all-time record for scoring, which I think took the heat off of Haley, and they kind of secretly gave him an extension, which they didn't publicly announce. But I didn't think the defense was so bad that it was a slam dunk that Dick LeBeau was going to go. And the way that it all happened, I don't believe this was Art Rooney said, he's gone, fire him, because they had days of meetings. Obviously, this was an ongoing discussion, and what happened in those discussions caused the breakdown and caused him to resign.
Yeah, I mean, people were critical of the way they let Bruce Arians go, and I think rightly so. In that case, they had a press conference, which Mike Tomlin said he was coming back, and then they said he retired, which they basically flat lied about.
And with all respect to Bruce Arians, he doesn't have the esteem that Dick LeBeau does. And even with that, we thought that he kind of got a raw deal.
Right. So what you're trying to read between the lines here, and Dick LeBeau at one point this year said he wanted to come back. Even now, you hear reports of him saying he wanted to come back, but I'm assuming that's come back the way he wanted it to. With things not changing. Clearly, they want to go younger. They want to get a little fresher. Maybe Mike Tomlin more involved, as I think maybe Mike Tomlin was a little more involved this year, we're finding out.
Right.
And so, if that's the case, is that the right decision to take away some of Dick LeBeau's power? Do you understand why he would feel insulted or feel like, it's my time, or feel pushed out?
Look, that happened to Chuck Nolan at one point in his career. They wanted to make changes on his staff, and he was loyal to the staff. I mean, that's happened to guys before, and I could see where he already was losing some of his grip on his power and his autonomy, and they wanted to do more. I could see where that would upset him some. At the same time, the cold hard facts of how the crux to the matter to me is all this other stuff. We're just interested because we want to know how it all shook out. Really, is this a bad thing from a Steeler? I think everybody has respect for him, and they're kind of sorry to see an era end and an era go. This defense was 18th in the league in points allowed and yardage allowed. They don't get the quarterback pressure they need. I don't think he's had the players to really do that. I don't know that I don't think it's a coaching issue, but it maybe is the time to make the break with a guy that's and like I said, I don't think they come in with an edict. All right, he's fired. I just think whatever was discussed didn't go well.
Or maybe he looked around and said, you know what? Okay, we're making changes. I'm not really comfortable with that. Plus, we're losing a lot of players I've won with. I don't really like what's coming back here. Maybe it's just time to make a clean break. This team may not be headed for great success in the next couple of years. As you say, it's not really their fault. They played okay down the stretch, but there's more turnover coming. So see what Keith Butler can do and Mike Tomlin. And finally, Mike Tomlin, hired here in 2007. It's 2015. He finally will get to be the defensive coordinator he was when they hired him out of Minnesota.
The four longest tenured defensive coordinators when the regular season ended, 3 of the 4 have either been fired or resigned. I mean, it's not a position that people stay in for a long time usually, and he certainly outlasted most of them.
Should have got into broadcasting. Guy Junker.
That's right.
Keeps churning on and on. And we'll do it all week here at TribLive.com. Steelers into the offseason and beyond.